Hi, this is Tony. Ray's not with us here today. He had to have the afternoon off, and we have no boxes to unbox. So I was trying to think what this week's upload would be about, and I decided to show you all how to make a Flemish twist string. So you're gonna need some things. The first thing is a string board. We have a paper string board here. You can buy commercial ones, or you can make them yourself. You can find free templates on the internet for them. Okay, you're going to need obviously some string material. In this case, I'm using Paper BCY B55, okay, which is a normal kind of everyday string. You need a bit of string wax, which can be either in stick form or just lumps of natural wax. You will need a couple of clips, and you'll see why during the string making procedure. And you will need, last but not least, serving thread with a serving jig. So let's start by making the string bundles. What you do is put a loop in the string, like so. Tie it off the first post here. And we're going to do a 16 strand string, so I've got to put 8 strands in each bundle. And here's how we do it. It's 1, you go twice over the first stud, 2, and then as you can see over here, you start stepping up one at a time until you get to 8 loops. So that's your 8 strands. Okay, you got 2 on the first one, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to put your hand here, you're going to get your cutting knife, and you're going to slice down the middle there, like that. Okay. And this part is critical. Get your wax ready. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to try and keep your bundles together so your individual strands don't move. And you're going to wrap your finger like this around it, and you're going to wax it. Be very generous with the wax, because this part, once it's been spliced, you can't get to the middle of it. So we've done that half. Wrap your finger around it and run wax on the other half, and that is our first bundle. So that was the blue one. Now we're going to go with the white. You roll. Same thing, loop, and I'm not going to explain again, so we can fast forward to this one. Okay. Be generous with the wax. You can never over wax a string, you can only under wax it. Okay, so here we have our 2 bundles. That's 1, that's 2. So we're going to match the ends like that. And we're going up to the long loop mark on the string board, which is this one here. If anybody can tell us what that means in German, that would be great. So we'll line it up there like that. Be as precise as possible. 2 loops that way, 2 loops this way. And now we start with the splice. So you're going to get your string material, split it in half blue, half white, and you're going to start by giving it a bit of a twist just to preload it. There you go. So you're going to twist clockwise, rotate counterclockwise. Twist clockwise, rotate counterclockwise. Twist clockwise, rotate counterclockwise, and we're going to do this for about 3.5 inches. I've got marks on the board to where I need to do it. And we're up to the mark there. Okay, so now what we do is put a finger on that, put a finger on that, undo it, and split this over here into 2 bundles. Let me try and do that. It's a bit waxy, so sometimes it's going to give you a bit of a hard time to split it perfectly, but make sure that all the blue strands are in one bundle and all the white strands are in the other bundle. Okay, so you need to make sure that these loose ends are split, and we're going to cross this over like so around the posts, and we're going to do the same thing we did with the first part of the twist. We're going to twist, rotate counterclockwise, twist it, rotate counterclockwise, twist, rotate, and once in a while you gotta it would be nice if I actually tied the string board to the table. Now you will get a few tag ends coming out. Some people like to trim them. I like to leave them alone. They're not detrimental to the string's performance, and it avoids the danger of the splice, actually the tag end walking up the splice. So we're going to go until we've done about 6 inches of this. You're going to make sure that all your tag ends are within the length of the splice. So here we got some of the last ones. We know they're the last ones because they're double tag ends, and the idea of cutting them staggered like this is so that you get a nice taper at the edge of the string. You don't get a step. So we are going to do this until we get to this mark here, which is about, I believe, 6 inches or so. As you notice, I keep splitting the standing string because they tend to get entangled. So there you go, we're on the mark. Get one of our clips and clip that there. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn each strand of string 20 turns clockwise. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and the same with the blue. So it's 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 20, and there we go. Now we're going to start working on the other end splice. So you got your two ends here. You're going to line it up with the short loop position, twice around the post this way, and same as we started off with the long loop. Twist, twist, and now we start making up the splice. So twist and rotate. You'll it takes a few goes to get used to the amount of tension to put on it to get an even string, but eventually you get used to it. Like everything else, you got to learn the little tricks. So this time, because we're making up the short loop, which is the bottom limb loop, we go to the short loop mark right there, and same as we did before, we're going to split the loom. Okay, so over there, and we'll splice again. Now, you know that we, in the last step, we gave it 20 turns. We gave the string 20 turns clockwise. Okay, so what's happening now is as I wrap the splice around, those 20 turns are actually unraveling down the string. Now what that gives you is a nice untwisted starting point, which makes your candy cane pattern really, really tidy. And there it is. And we'll put a clip on that one. So now, as you can see, we've got both splices done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stretch the string out like that, and we're going to turn it in the direction of the splice, which is counterclockwise when you're looking at the top loop, for about 15 or so twists. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's make it a bit more even, say 20. Give it another stretch, and that is the completed Flemish twist string. You can take the clips off the splice now, because the twisting will actually hold the splice in place. And there it is. So now, if you do want to clean up the tag ends, always do it like this. Lay your finger on the tag end and cut away from your string. Okay, and just clean them up like that. Like I said, personally, I just leave them on. It's just as easy to do that. So that's a Flemish string, Flemish twist string. The steps I do after this is I actually string it up on a bow before I put the serving on, and I shoot it and let it bed in and stretch and creep as much as it wants to, and then I'll serve the center serving. Okay, so here we are. I've actually strung the string on the bow that I was going to use. As you can see, the candy cane came out really nice and even. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to serve the string. And here's how we serve the string. First of all, I use a bow square and get it right on the outer shelf. Okay, and that will give me the top marker for my serving to begin from. There's a serving tool. Okay, adjust the friction. Great. So you're going to start by tying off a knot. And putting it against the top of the bow square. Okay, so you're going to pick up the slack on the bow stringer. Alright, now we're going to twist in this direction so that as you start your serving, your knot doesn't walk on you. And basically just wrap it around, wrap it around, wrap it around. Okay, once you've got a couple of centimeters of serving put on, you're going to grab this tag end here and pull it backwards over your serving. Okay, and that will lock it in place. And you're going to keep doing your servings. Okay, we'll pick up the rhythm once again. Okay, serving. So now we're going to close off the serving, which is the part most people have trouble with. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves a loose loop, like just draw a piece of your serving string out, and we're going to follow the direction of the serve. However, we're going to go backwards. It's called back serving. Okay? And we're going to give it a dozen or so turns. There you go. Right, now you're going to grab your serving tool and lay it across the string. And slowly you're going to start grabbing the string and serving it around. And what happens is, as you are wrapping the string down here, your back serving is unwrapping on the other side over here. Always make sure you keep it nice and snug, nice and tight. So now we've served all the way across, and you're left with a final loop here. You grab your serving tool and you pull it through. Give it a yank. And we're going to cut the tags off. 1, 2. If I can find the cigarette lighter, which I have on me. Burn it off. And press the blob down into the serving. Once again with the top one, blob it, press it down. Like that. And that is a complete serving. That's all I got for you guys this week. We'll talk to you next week. Until then, hope you have a good weekend, and we'll see you guys later.